Alright, what is up, world? So here is the introduction part of this YouTube video. So what is the Underground River? It is a UNESCO site, very beautiful. It is on Palawan Island. If you haven't ever been to that island, I highly recommend going to it. Definitely a lot of cool tourist spots, and the locals are just super friendly. Never had any issues going there at all. It's just an amazing place. So the Underground River, Filipinos will talk super highly of it. And the reason that they do is it's beautiful. It's really cool. It's a unique experience. And, words can't even describe. I mean, when you go through this cave and you see all these, beautiful sights, it's literally a river that runs underground that you can experience. So, highly recommend it. And the question you might be asking yourself is, how do I get to the underground river? Well, to get there, most people probably fly into Manila when they come into the Philippines. To fly to the area where the underground river is, the route that I went, there could be other ways to get there. I flew from Manila to Puerto Princesa. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. The ticket prices are everywhere. My best guess would be under $100 can get you a round trip. You can probably find cheaper. The coronavirus has thrown prices everywhere, so don't definitely hold me to any of those prices for sure. But when you do get to Puerto Princesa, I highly recommend staying in that area if you're going to go to the underground river because it's cheap, it's nice. The locals are super nice. There's malls, there's really cool shops and markets. Their beaches are nice. There's actually some white sand beaches around. The hotels are nice. Around 20, maybe a little less than $20 to about $60 is a good range. Some of those prices will include, breakfast and pools and relaxation and stuff. You can go more expensive if you want. I don't know if you necessarily have to do that. That's your choice. You can go super cheap. There's hostels there where you can sleep. Maybe I'm a little bit, too particular, but I do usually like to at least get a shower when I wake up in the morning. And having your own dedicated shower to me is super important. So I usually go for about the $20 to $60 range, and I've never had any issues. Um, there's also a cool market by the ocean. They sell a lot of food. You can rent a bicycle and kind of ride up and down the boardwalk. And you can kind of meet the locals and, just have a good time. So to get around Puerto Princesa, you ride around on trikes. So they don't really have Grab or a set taxi system. You get into these trikes, which if you've been in the Philippines, you know how that works. But these trikes, they're a little bit larger. I don't know why. I don't know if they do that for the tourism or if they get their supplies somewhere else, but they look very different than the trikes on Luzon. Um, it's very interesting, but for a few dollars you can get anywhere on the island, and it's definitely a good way to get around. If you want to rent a car, you can. Everybody knows the risks of doing that. Um, I have rented a car in the Philippines. It's definitely possible. If I was staying there longer, I might have rented a car, but honestly, the trikes and maybe getting a tour or doing a bus to get to where you want to get is probably the recommended route. If you are going to go to the Underground River, book a trip through a travel agency. Now, I say this for the average person because you do require a certificate to enter the Underground River. These travel companies will handle all that for you. Now, what's really cool about that is there's no stress there. We even booked ours late, but since our tour guide had a special permit, he could actually get us through. And $68 for two people. Now, that might seem high for some, but that included food, travel there, and a tour guide who was super knowledgeable. He spoke three languages, and he was super nice. He was a biologist who kind of did this on the side. He scuba dived and took pictures. Highly recommend it. I'm not sponsored by Trip Guru, but that's who we used. It was a good price, and I saw good reviews. Their contact information is on this slide, so if you want to reach out with them and go that route, it was a good experience for me and her. So they did take us from our hotel about an hour and 30 minutes to the underground river. It was a cool, windy road drive. Sometimes, if you want to see the Philippines without too much industry, this drive was one of those ways to do it. We got to see some of the smaller towns and villages on the way, without all the extra stuff. So that is the introduction. Let me show you some clips here. I'll try to spin up what those clips are here in a moment. Let's go moving on. The first set of clips is us after we get out of the van and take the motorized boat to the entrance of the underground river. Enjoy. All right, so those were some videos of, us after we got off the van, we got onto the boat, we're driving the boat. Now, after that, after seeing these beautiful rock formations hitting the ocean with the blue water, like the picture here, you also, when you get off the boat, you're going to see this beautiful scene. It's going to be captivating with all the forestry and the rocks meeting the water and the beautiful sand beach. Me and my fiance actually are in this photo. We had to take a picture because it was just captivating. I mean, as the only word to really explain it. We also had to take a picture with the sign because if we didn't, technically we didn't go. As a joke, but definitely get a picture with the sign. It's there for the tourists, and that day we were playing tourists in the Philippines. So you walk through this forest area, and right in this picture is the entrance to the cave. Now, when you're walking to the entrance of the cave, you're going to go through this forest part. There's some signs about it being a UNESCO site and a little bit of the history. Be careful of the monkeys. The monkeys will steal your wallet, they'll steal your phone, they'll steal your glasses, and then they run off and you're never going to see them again. You may be lucky if you bribe the monkey for food, they might drop it, but 9 times out of 10 they're going to take whatever they get from you and they're going to run off and you're never going to see it again. So many tourists were complaining about that, and the guides were really saying like, hey, watch your stuff because the monkeys will take it. So definitely be careful of that for sure. When you are going up to the cave, you're going to load into a boat. You wear a helmet. The helmet is in case something falls down on you, or there's tons and tons of bats above you. So the bats, they'll be like water dripping and stuff. Having the helmet is just for safety and your protection. This was one of those panorama shots our tour guide took of our boat for us. I thought it came out real nice and kind of, captured the moment there. So then when you're on your boat, you go through the river there and you start to go up towards the entrance. You're going to see beautiful sights when you get to the entrance. I had to hurry up and catch this shot because like the light was hitting everything perfectly, and I took a quick picture because it was just so surreal in that moment. Another picture of the entrance, kind of going into the cave. And then when you get into the cave, so the cave is pitch black. You can't see anything. Your guide will have a light and he'll kind of show you on things. It kind of goes with the audio tour. You're listening to it and he'll be shining his light. Take tons of pictures because only a few are going to actually turn out. It was actually funny. It's so dark in there. The guide had actually had the light off, and we're all sitting there, and I hear something go bloop, and I was like, oh no, something just fell off the boat. Thinking it might be someone's phone or something. What had happened, some guy was wearing his baseball cap under his helmet. He was leaning to try to take a picture, and his helmet fell right into the water. The rest of the trip, he just like did not say a word and just like sit there just like awkwardly the whole time. And we kind of laughed. I laughed about it. He was with his girlfriend there, and me and my fiance were laughing with him that he lost his helmet. But you have to be real careful. It's pitch black in there. Watch your pockets. When you're taking photos, maybe even put a strap on your phone or something, because if it falls in that water, it's going to be gone. It is just too dark in there, and if it goes into that water, I mean, it's just not going to be seen unless it ever washes out to the ocean. This is another shot. Like I said, it's just really dark in there, so take a lot of photos. So yeah, let's earlier I was talking about the monkeys. Let's actually here's a quick clip. I'll show you the monkeys there. I took a up and down video of one standing there. So let's take a look at that and move on. All right, the next set of clips that I have on the agenda are a couple videos of us entering into the underground river on the boat, so check that out. All right, and now I have a few videos of showing inside of the cave. Now, these are very dark, they're not the best quality, so please keep that in mind. So let's take a look at that. All right, I appreciate everybody watching. Puerto Princesa is beautiful. The underground river is an amazing experience that you will remember forever. I might be biased. I love the Philippines. They're always nice and accommodating. I think if you came to the Philippines and learned a little bit about the culture and saw some of the sights, you will have a wonderful time. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe. I know the coronavirus is out there. Keep safe. I have nothing but love. Peace.